Alright, welcome to another episode of Minecraft Let's Play. Today we're gonna build a new house because we blew up our other one.
And we're going to be doing it in China, at Lijiang
Hey
Tower.
guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be casting Moshi Moshi versus Raiyu.
Yes, it's Moshi Moshi, Raiyu. They are both our brand spanking new Tier 1 teams. This is actually going to probably be one of the more fun games to watch, actually. So thanks for joining in.
Probably
with me
should
today,
introduce yourselves.
I was just going to go with that. Today we actually have Forsaken Bacon and Bloxers as my co-hosts. And then Guardians Warcry will be the, I guess, cameraman. Anyways, alright, so I've already given the teams their maps for the evening. We will actually be going, obviously, as you see right now, to Lijiang Tower first, followed by King's Row as our hybrid. Once we get to Assault, be Temple of Anubis, Escort Watchpoint Gibraltar, and then Nepal if we end up entering a tiebreaker.
Sounds like it's gonna be a pretty interesting match.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these guys actually end up playing. So, I've only spoken with Q, and given a lot of the stuff that, you know, he's discussed with me has just been like, they're going to be really intense. So I think that these guys, they're going to have specific plans and executions that they're actually going to be going for. So this is something to definitely watch closely. They're going to be very coordinated. Any thoughts yourself there, Bacon?
I don't know how to think, dude. I'm so stupid.
Alright.
I can't really form a thesis off of not seeing much from both of these teams, other than people that I know, but I barely know.
I have to give it to Raiyu because Pocket Geese is such a cool name.
Yeah.
That's one way to base off your things here.
These are not EU teams, I don't think. I do not think these are EU teams, but yeah, it's NA servers, so.
So for map 1, I think we're going to end up being primary action caller. We'll give Bacon the primary action calls for map 1 here.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna be the the action caller. We chat and everything once we're in the between fights and everything amongst each other. It just keeps it smoother and not people talking.
If no team runs a ball, then they're throwing. Ball is literally the best hero in the game.
Ball is the greatest hero. He's the official feeder.
Alright.
Okay, so Arissa Sigma we're seeing on the red team, and
Sigma Winston.
Sigma Winston. I think they're gonna switch off. They wouldn't stay with that.
And for the people watching at home, purple will actually be Moshi Moshi, while orange is the Raiyu.
Moshi running with the... Okay, so they switch off. Both going Arissa Sigma.
Very close comps. It looks like...
But they do have the sim on Moshi Moshi. So they may teleport to point.
They've also got the pharmacy on Raiyu, but they've got the McCready counter. So yeah, they do run the TP straight to point, and they're holding point pretty well.
Moshi Moshi with the point presence.
I mean, that's an early 50% ult for this Pharah. And that's a pick on the McCree. They don't really have a way to contest it now. Point goes to Moshi Moshi.
You know, I think Moshi Moshi is really struggling with keeping their shield up, given the fact that they have a Pharah just constantly shooting down their shields.
Yeah. In comes
Carlos is coming out. Yep.
And that's going to take out Soccer Kitty over on the...
They have to get that immortality. Oh my god, big Pharah. Oh my god. That might save it. Or not. Such a close fight. It's just a Sigma and McCree there.
Wow, the Broad came out, wipes the entire, like, half of the team.
3K, but then they still came back on Moshi Moshi.
Exactly.
And they had the point for that whole entire time, so they got lots of percentage from that.
It's Teleporter coming back to get the team right back on point.
Forrest is constantly shooting at their team.
That's a pick
and
on
gets a
Moira.
pick on the Moira, yeah.
that should pretty much clean up this fight. They don't have any.
It should be ended, but they have to get those turrets.
Yeah, Pig's coming in over on the side of Raiyu, and it looks like they're gonna get the point switch over at 66%.
As of right now, both of these teams have been very close in these team fights, back and forth constantly.
And we're looking like we're going to be having another barrage coming online already.
Yeah, 4 outs on both teams, I think. Yeah, almost 4 outs.
Yep, there we go. Actually, well,
almost 5.
Almost six on there. Yeah, jeez.
Now Ryu's looking really strong here. That Pharah is...
Oh, that was a solid rock on the group as they're teleporting to point.
They just don't know how to engage, because, you know, there's so much just pressure from the Pharah missiles. Like, how do you enter that? The wrist is out of position, gets picked off.
They have the McCree to contest the Pharah, but with the Mercy, you're not going to really be able to play.
I think that was just lack of coordination. I don't know why that wrist was just right there.
You can see they're just trying to get themselves all grouped up.
Reality bends to my will.
Out comes the teleporter.
Lots of them coming out.
And pulled into the dragon.
4K by Hanzo. The press berry popping off. 5K. Kills the whole team. But wasn't it? Yeah, it was Raiyu that came out. But they still have 3 ults to save. Moshi Moshi is most.
Ryu's got, like, because you don't normally see positioning like this at the lower elos, right? Like, where they're turning around. Like, most of the time, the lower elos, they're just sitting on point. And that ends up being an early start.
And, yeah. It's like Moshi Moshi will cap this.
That's a strange fight to lose. They had massive ult advantage and just kind of threw it away.
Came in with their own bar as well instead of the Symmetra. They decided that they Symmetra was just not working.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't really do. You don't have the range with Sim really.
Yeah, especially when you have like a barrage.
Plus, they had a Thar too, so the Sim just wasn't as viable as she would have been without the Thar.
The Frostberry swaps over to the McCree, meaning that this is a mirror comp. But ult advantage over to Raiyu means that they should be able to win this fight and win this map.
I wonder what different maps that we're gonna play if they're gonna stay there versus Sigma or switch off.
And Frostberry takes out the Pharah.
They have the
followed up with the
2K.
Yep.
Frost comes out.
Like it was shown, they had the ult advantage and should have won that fight.
Done.
Oh.
Yep.
Map.
Very close fight there.
Round 1. Not map. Round 1.
Round 1 to Raiyu.
Score 0-1.
Yeah, definitely interesting, because, I mean...
Mad Bomb gets it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, now
he's just gonna tease us like that?
The Reinhardt. Looks like Ryan's already on both teams.
Mm-hmm. And to no surprise, since we're not seeing any Pharah, that... Oh yeah, it is. Well, I mean, almost. There's Reaper versus Doomfist. That's literally the difference.
Yeah.
So?
Like we talked about before, where both of these teams have both been coached by Q, so they probably have the similar strats. Q's wall comes out.
I know they're all part of the same org, but they were able to quickly punish that Rhine as soon as he got out of position. Q is now just in their back line.
Playing very aggressive by Moshi Moshi.
Well, I mean, the difference is, I mean, they're both going to end up running Rhine, so...
These walls are just outstanding.
Oh, yeah. Q is keeping that numbers advantage with these walls.
Oh, yeah.
As much of a fan of May Reaper as I am, having the ability to play walls to instantly end a team fight and have Doomfist to instantly end a team fight really is going to give the edge to Moshi Moshi here.
Pretty much. Oh, and they're separated yet again.
Man, he
fight
keeps on
goes
going for
into
his
an all-out
pins and gets
brawl.
frozen. I think
They're
it's
just
Murky. He just
dominating
doesn't know what
this
to
doorway.
do. They can't even get it past. That fire's gonna get staggered.
Meanwhile, they get frozen in on
That May.
spawn. And they do get the stagger, yes.
They do have grab coming on both teams now. Or at least Paradise has it. Grab should come out this next
They
team fight.
do need to come in.
There it is. Beat
Wall
comes
comes
out.
to protect.
But that's multiple
one
members
too.
frozen, and that's just going
Well,
to be...
this is a ton of damage.
Oh, they're not gonna
Moshi
let that
Moshi.
Reaper get back.
Very dominant on this map. Team kill comes out by Moshi Moshi. Absolutely rolled.
The wall play, I think, is like in
The
this.
walls are just fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's like the main factor of why they're winning these team fights.
Oh, they got clever and they blocked off the Mei, but now all of a sudden the Blizzard comes out, countered by a
Mayo and the beat.
and shatter.
They
Saw
don't
the
even care how many else
shatter
they
from
use.
Raiyu.
Everyone just press triangle.
Everyone is counting on me.
They got the touch for the overtime trigger. They're going to be able to stall it here for a
Goes down. I don't think they're all coming in for the touch. Looks like this game's about over.
Cancels
They
the
do have a
reroll.
grab from Geese.
They get Garrett comes out, but no one can get there.
It's definitely a
Moshi
desperation
Moshi
attempt,
cats.
so.
That was a dominant
grab.
showing from Moshi Moshi on that one.
Oh yeah. They didn't even let them get past the first choke.
Are you guys looking at the Twitch chat?
It's just people spamming emotes.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm not scared. I'm really looking forward to
They haven't
Moshi
asked any
Moshi,
questions
how about
yet,
that?
so...
Overwatch, Brad.
That's cool.
That's 2 sets of dive comp.
I have everything.
Dive? Oh,
Oh.
my god.
Two different types too, almost.
Ball and Diva. I think the Diva's gonna have a
Ball
lot more
Diva
trouble though.
versus, and I mean they're mirroring the Pharah a bit, but it's going to be Tracer versus McCree. That's actually going to be exciting because that's a skill
Yeah.
matchup with
For
the
sure.
Tracer versus McCree difference.
That Diva's gonna have a lots of trouble just diving in general.
Ooh, Tracer unable to
That
secure
Hoop's
it.
almost pooped the Winston there.
Although Diva does actually secure that for him.
Both dive characters on Raiyu are just in the back line. It looks like they're gonna get... Yep. Raiyu couldn't coordinate the dives as well as Moshi Moshi could have. Raiyu looks like they're trying to go right side, but they don't really know where they want to go. I think the ball's playing very close. Shin jumps in. I think it's gonna be very hard for the monkey on
So
Raiyu
Yeah.
to dive in because like the far constantly with the pressure, but they do get 2 picks. Looks like the team fight has been won. Both of these teams have been very, very close.
Understood. Take them down. You should be at peak performance level.
Almost 3 ults coming on Moshi Moshi, about 3 on Raiyu.
Looks like they're going to be trying to get themselves set up down by the white while they got Pharah bringing
Pharah
in the...
might see just 1v1ing in the main area.
Ooh, nice direct rocket up
Even
on
bomb
the...
coming out. Probably just trying to clear some space. Like, they're running Reaper against a D.Va. It's just gonna be very hard for that D.Va to, you know, get pressured. It's gonna get very, very pressured by the Reaper.
And Viper ends up dropping himself off the ledge.
Mercy gets res.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Moshi does retake the point.
They do have Barrage on Moshi Moshi's team and Beat. Barrage should be coming out next team fight. Monkey almost gets spooked off by Q.
Coming in on a Reaper to take care of his ball and does end up panning out. He does actually have Blossom ready too. He's going to be going in through the window through the back. Do you think he's going to go for a... Never mind.
He comes out.
Beat actually is going to end up canceling his plans out. There we go. Here comes the Blossom.
That's Blossom.
Does
what
get
the fuck?
Countered with Q's ult.
Wow. Are they gonna be able to touch? Is the real question. Some characters have to come out, but it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to touch. Ball's gonna barely be able to touch. Gets picked. The 2K Tracer Bomb.
And they do basically secure this point. A
Moshi
little wave
Moshi
from D.Va there.
Play of the game.
Right. Yeah, I see Guardians in chat. Oh god.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Probably
I'm gonna call you out.
It's alright.
Yeah, apparently they heard a Raiyu instead of Raiyu.
I mean, I thought I've been saying Raiyu.
The last number of times I think you did. Like,
Yeah.
through most of that last, like, round or two, I think you did. I think it just came out maybe once or twice earlier on.
Probably, yeah.
It could also have been one of us, but because I wasn't really paying attention, but, you know.
Yeah.
Alright.
What's our next map?
Next map is going to be King's Row. We bring it all over to hybrid.
Probably Ryan Zarya dominated? I'm not sure. They might run Orisa Sigma for
maybe.
defense.
I was going to say defense. I do see Orisa's coming out, but there's a possibility of seeing Reinhardt on the attack, at least for
It could
probably
also be another
both
fair
teams.
dominated map, at least for point 1.
I want to see Orisa Hawk come out.
Moshi Moshi took map 1. They are currently up 1-0.
Yep. 1-0 Moshi Moshi, and now King's Row is coming out. Next map. Make sure you get the festive King's Row.
They actually requested no festive on the first one too. So, because that was a Lunar New Year, so we didn't actually do it that way. I think so. I'm just going with the non-festive ones for these guys.
Sounds good.
Okay, and it does look like we're going to be swapping Alfredo in, and that means that Mad Bomb, I believe, is going to be transferred out on Moshi Moshi.
We're not gonna see Q's Pharah?
What are you talking about?
It's an Alfredo subbing in for Q.
No, I just said he's subbing in for Mad Bomb.
Okay. So Q's Pharah, yay. Overall, the DPS line has been looking pretty good for both teams. It just looks like Moshi Moshi is like the more coordinated team in a sense.
So Moshi, yes, Moshi ended up winning map 1 for those that are asking in Twitch chat. That's an interesting one. Okay. So we will be seeing Moshi Moshi actually on the defense first.
Okay.
Based off of what I saw, or what you guys saw off of that, what are you guys expecting come out of that one?
I think Moshi Moshi is going to come on top just by the fact that their DPS line, like with the Pharah, is really strong. Plus their Ryan Zarya and Mei Walls also has been on point. Raiyu just couldn't find like the opening for them to either dive in or just like avoid Mei Wall. So I think Ryu's just really struggling right now just to get past, choke points in a sense. What are your thoughts, Bacon?
With this being run, and the fact that Maywall can't shut down every entrance on the way in, I would assume that they might be able to do something a lot easier here for Raiyu.
I still think we're going to see the Mei on defense.
I would assume so. I just don't see it getting as much value because there are alternate routes rather than just being forced into one choke, as we saw. Like, there is the main choke, but there are also other ways you can go. With that being said, I do have to give the edge to Moshi Moshi on this map. They did have the very close map 1 that ended 99-99. But since then it just seems like Moshi has been pretty much in control. They've had a couple of team fights lost, but overall it looks like this game is theirs to be won.
Yeah. I think they just, after like the first round, they just like got it together. I think it's just for the main factor that they switched to Pharah to counter the other Pharah. So they would have equal shield break.
Alright, we're just waiting for that, and we got both ready now, so let's get this party started.
Let's do it.
Entering King's Row.
I'd love to see some off-meta type of stuff. Like, I mean, seeing Ryan Zarya in general is usually pretty off-meta.
The dive was a little off-meta.
Or even Ursa Hog.
Ursa Hog's starting to make a little bit of a comeback since the Sigma nerfs, but even then it's still off-meta. But, like, I'd love to see something like Ashe or, like, I don't know.
Torb.
Widowmaker.
Torby. Ash,
Bastion on this map type of thing. Like, that would be fun to see.
I want to see a bunker on attack. I don't know, I just want to see it.
I want to see
It
the...
works. You just gotta end up, if you end up running a hog especially, because you just do the halt hook, like, that dominated our last weekend's Tier 1 game.
Yeah.
Like, both teams were running that, and it was just hard to not, like, basically it was just, like, the one that got the first hook was typically the one that won the team fight. And it happened quite a bit.
Looks like our predictions were pretty accurate.
Yeah.
We've got the Mei on defense.
We do have the Ash.
Pharah on attack. We've got Ash.
Nice.
We've got a Widow.
I think they're
With that
listening
being
to you
said,
about
I'm
that
not
request.
sure if Ash is the play here. Like, it's a decent thing to pick up against the Pharah, especially having the Mercy pocket. But, like, Widow just being able to one-shot you is a big thing to watch out for.
Yep. I don't think they're actually looking for that, though. I think what they're looking for is keeping Bob, and they're going to be trying to do the little separation trick.
Widow.
Like, Q is about ready to
like.
separate the tank. Speaking of the devil, he does get it. The Rhine charge actually misses, and he countercharges to get back with his team. He does successfully get out. Now they're actually rotating right around the back of this...
So the Mei gets caught by her own wall.
Which is alright, because she actually manages to get out, but now the Mei is actually way too deep
But
still.
then gets picked again by the Widow.
They've rotated themselves onto point. The Widow is still being uncontested at this moment in time. Reaper is actually going up after the Baptiste.
One thing that you notice
Pushes
a
him
lot
out the
in
window.
Tier 1 games is that people can follow up on callouts a lot better than any other tier. Like, for example, when the Ryan would pin, everyone would just focus him and he'd get instantly shredded.
Oh yeah, like reaction
I've
time.
been seeing that a lot.
Once you get into the higher tier, obviously they're playing the game at a much faster pace than the obviously lower tiers. So their reaction times are a lot better. If they make a call out, they're able to follow up with it a heck of a lot.
For a team to be good, all aspects and all roles have to be on point. All players have to be at the best of their ability.
They do manage to get the
Shatter
res
does
off.
come out. Huge shatter. Moshi Moshi won the team fight.
Kid Hub is just kind of backing out, getting back to point so he doesn't even getting staggered himself, keeping himself in a safe spot.
I saw UFO going for the Battle Mercy for a bit. Have to give it to her. Such him.
Now they do happen to have walls up, so it looked like
Gotta be very careful of that wall.
ooh,
Oh, I saw the Widow get burned to death. Oh man.
and it does
Blizzard
look like
comes out.
this is
Moshi
where
Moshi on top.
Moshi is able to actually stabilize their defense, actually, because they did get point A capped fairly quickly, but they're stabilizing right in this choke pretty heavily.
My ultimate is charging.
Meanwhile,
They do have grab on Raiyu soon.
yeah, but
You
right
wanna
now
get
there's
it
not a
right?
whole lot to actually end up following it up with. So unless they're actually just going to end up fire striking,
They're probably
through
gonna wait for the
swing,
Hanzo.
I think they're going to. I think they're going for the Hanzo Dragon combo.
Hanzo does get the pick, but the rest should come out.
Unfortunately, Bob ends up smacking that wall and doesn't really end up getting time to really take much.
The weird thing is, I don't know why Moshi Moshi is running the Mercy, because they are still running around Zarya, but it seems to be working. I think they're running the Mercy for the Ashe.
Oh, definitely. When you end up having somebody like Ashe, you want her to have Bob as much as possible, right? Damage boost. Your
Yeah.
primary support right now is actually Umbra at the moment. He's the one taking the core brunt of the team, while the other two are actually up top trying to get the. It's mostly just for keeping damage on
I
the.
have been seeing the
dynamite.
Mercy switch around every so often, but pretty much,
It's
you know,
primary.
understanding that balance. But yeah, pretty much primary.
They are coming out. Oh, Zarya got frozen and taken out.
So much damage on Moshi Moshi's side.
And oh,
Mercy with
Mercy
the battle Mercy.
Yeah, I saw But Hanzo up
saw
on
the
the
anger
wall
in
and
her
was like,
eyes.
nope, I am not
The
letting you
battle
stay
of
there.
Mercy.
Let me get you patched up.
The anger in the Mercy's eyes.
Oh, this Mercy's all about damage boosting this Ashe and damaging the enemy.
Imagine having more damage than your DPS, this Mercy.
That's an early pick onto Depressed Berry from. How about that though?
Yeah. It's a good start to the next engagement. They now have more time. They've just wasted.
That pretty much ended the fight. They have to wait
Yeah.
for their Hanzo.
Looks like they're gonna try to
Reaper
set up
on the
the Grab
flank.
Dragon.
Reaper on top.
Trying to come out.
Does the
does
Ashe get caught out? The Ashe gets
Separated
caught
the
out.
Ashe from the
The Grab comes out
Mercy.
too.
No dragon.
countered
though.
with there's no dragon. Oh, but they went with the Reaper ult, who gets frozen mid ult. That actually took a little bit of time for Murnkey to actually end up falling down after got shattered.
Dragon's gonna zone the team in and keep them stuck.
Yeah, they got stuck without any escape plan, right? Like that little alley is not a great spot. They do happen to end up taking over the streets control. We do see Ryan over here. Murky going for a cheeky play. I think he's going to end up waiting for them. Depressed, giving him that little sonic arrow just so he can actually have an idea of when they're coming. So he can actually get a little bit of eyes. We also have Doomfist, who's lurking up in the corner. Out comes the first grab, but they had nothing to follow it up with. His beat was actually protective. Bob comes out, and a shatter comes.
I feel like a good pick. It's definitely been helping them here.
And that's an early pick on to how about that from the Depressed Berry.
Yeah.
And on the Q, that's
Returning
both
the
DPS
favor.
down.
So aggressive. Sorry, killing yourself.
Although we were not seeing the bunker down on the defense like we thought we were going to. So
No,
like, the
that's
Ryan
very
battles right
weird.
now are something that's been
Oh, grabbed off point.
ooh, smart.
Wow, very smart. I've done that before.
I've actually had games where the grab actually comes out in that last second, but instead they just threw it on the point, like on the payload,
Yeah.
pulling them to the payload. And it's like that did not help. You just gave us gave them so much time to stall. Unless you end up being
The only
able to
way
follow through with
for
it.
grabbing off point to be useful is if all members of the team went in the same direction. And they weren't split.
Alright.
Although the minute 22 left, that's a pretty decent time bank for King's Row.
Yeah.
Especially after
Not
being
just-
held at choke for that long.
Yeah, but not only just for being King's Row, I want to even say at this level, right? Because like
Ready.
at this level of, you know, the tiers and everything like that, like these guys, you need every few seconds that you can, right? That
Yeah.
little bit. Like if, for instance, if we end up having Moshi Moshi go into overtime with it, and they have to do another. Oh wait, no,
Is that a Genji IC?
it is a Genji IC. How about that?
Ooh. How about that? You want that Genji? How about that? Probably for my MVP as of right now, it's either Q, Paradise.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But there
No,
really hasn't
swap to
been,
Junkrat last second.
really hasn't been no solid players.
Oof, and the early pick when he goes up into the air.
Can't do that in higher
unfortunate.
tiers.
Yeah, launching yourself, like, you have a much more predictable trajectory when you're falling, right? And you don't want to do that when you have
Yeah.
a Widow on the enemy team.
A
And
Widow
Widow's
that has
nicely
aim.
protected, too, right? Like,
Yep.
the shield placement has been specifically put there just to keep the Widow safe.
I've done that
Hold back.
plenty of times in higher tier games, and it's just very tilting. Widow wanna be on coming out. How about that gets picked? Paradise is the 2K.
I don't know if
Paradise.
so I'm currently spectating. How about that? He survived that Widow 1v1 with 3 HP because he was barely off of the full charged headshot. Because it went from 200 to 3, so he almost got the full charged headshot, but it was just shy.
Paradise have been looking very good so far. As from what I'm seeing. Big setting.
It was only to be expected.
Looks like they're just gonna keep moving forward.
You have to.
They invested the
so much
Coalescence and the
space.
Shatter into it,
Yeah.
and got Barry to switch back to the Widow to try to counter.
Moshi Moshi overall looking more dominant than Raiyu has.
No one can hide from my
Ooh,
sight.
Paradise out of position. Sigma comes out. Looks like Raiyu on top.
Oh, how about that? Out snipers by Depressed.
Supports to escape. I'm sure this Widow has been very scary for Moshi Moshi. Just
Almost gets
Even
taken up by the Doomfist,
Stan.
who's in the back line.
I think the advantage definitely has to go to Raiyu on defense, just for the Widow. Because how about that has to establish their positioning after the Prosperity has. Pretty much giving the Prosperity that advantage. Because I have been noticing that how about that has been with the team mainly, and rather not being on a high ground, like the Prosperity has been.
Raiyu holding him back at this choke.
Raiu's actually looking very dominant now. Very back and forth.
This did seem to be the spot that was longest held in the last round too.
I think their versus Sigma is just their better play.
It is stronger, for sure.
Yeah.
No one can
I like this. They have now the Widow. Oh, no, pull it back.
They switched up the Widow, they knew it wasn't working.
Well, for how about that? Yeah, but I just like how the Mei on.
No. The Mora got separated with the Mei wall by the Coalescence.
You are advised to move behind my barrier. We don't have all night. Where's the pylon?
Out comes the grab.
Yeah. Raiyu does have the big advantage, that's Venom.
Both beats come out. And it does have Ambi is getting their Coalescence. Umbra has theirs, but it's down presently.
Coalescence is used on both teams. Shatter comes out.
60 seconds.
Paradise is getting the cleanup.
The hunter plays a trap for his prey.
Does look like they're gonna contest, but does not work out. Barry with a 2K gets both supports.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Ooh.
Q takes out the...
Moshi on top.
Systems at max.
By barely though. Looks like the stall character's gonna come out now.
Yep.
This is gonna try and push. Kill little Moshi Moshi. Yeah, I know.
Coalescence to pressure down the fair there, and even though picks are coming out, you do have to stop them completely, and they've only got 30 seconds.
They're running down the clock pretty well though. They're gonna have like a
Paradise.
massive, and the boots come out from Murky. Can the Pharah save it though?
Just looks like he's just gonna absolutely just hit the damage out, spraying the rest of his
It would
face.
really be a difficult way to push through, but Coalescence cleaned it up pretty decent.
Oh, of course, that's the stall. Just gotta go around point till they can't no more. They have been stalling for a while. He's been struggling trying to kill that ball. Pretty hard with the projectile missiles.
And it looks like they might be able to cap here with that barrage.
And they overloaded cap.
That's a minute 22 left coming from Raiyu versus the overtime push, so...
But yeah, the overtime.
Time remaining 0 seconds. They're gonna have to
They have to
get
cap
a tick or
33%.
for a draw.
Initiating match.
You do not want to be in Moshi Moshi shoes here, looking for the draw.
No,
you want
you
this
not.
win.
Definitely not though.
Wonder if the bunker's finally gonna come out. They might stay around Zarya versus Sigma. I'm gonna put my money on the versus Sigma because that's what was working for them in the long run.
Ready for battle.
Yep, it looks like they're versus Sigma.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Murky with the best Ryan skin in the game.
Oh, let's see.
Of
Let's see
course.
this Ryan skin here. Oh, what's he rocking? Oh, I'm not unlucky.
San Francisco Shock.
Oh. What's that?
You know, only the best team in the game.
Only the greatest
So
team
it does
in
look
Overwatch.
like Moshi Moshi is going to go with a bunker, and they're going to get set up right on point. They don't want to get any ticks gone. They just got to hold on for about a minute and a half. It does look like we're having Kid Hub switch over to a Somber to try and see if they can actually end up
Get some scouting.
some scouting going.
Noticing that they've only got the Ash, they're gonna go for the fair play themselves.
Ah, yes, it was a scout to see what they could actually get away with. Went right back to point.
How about that's Ash just with the bombs constantly? Very hard to push.
Few pressures out Barry, meaning that their Ferris should have an easier time playing. But in comes the res, and he does
That
get
was
it
a
off.
very, very risky res, but they couldn't give a pick on him.
Both of the Ferrets are down.
I'd say this is Raiyu's chance to go ahead and cap. Let's say last round too.
Yeah, they're getting really close though. Like, if you look at the resources on Ambi, it's getting fairly low for those. They've got
It's
coalescence
very hard
though.
to push it through versus
They
Sigma.
just need to coalescence early.
Yeah, but the Ron gets
Otherwise, a pick is gonna happen, and it's happened. Coalescence coming in, but the bomb is also out.
But they do
get the res.
take advantage coming out on Raiu's team, though.
Depressed, getting the better of. How about that's very wow.
Only 3 left to defend, but only 3 left on the attack.
It's Paradise struggling to kill the Orisa, just shield hump.
They finally get the Orisa down. Mercy's still able to stall though.
No one's focusing on the Mercy, that's not good.
Yeah,
Ball's
just
made it
giving
back
time.
to point. It looks like they might be able to come back and hold this. Mortality down, meaning that they're gonna have.
They need to get
There's
the
a
picks
grab.
they
That's
want.
They grab,
picking up 2, and that's gonna take them both out. All they have left is the ball and the Ash. And the ball
Leo's
goes
coming
down.
to
Ash
point.
is gonna have to contest.
There's Raiyu.
They do bring out the ball back.
Raiyu
They
does
do
count.
take it. Ooh.
Very close fight. Kill well in chat with the ooh. GG's for sure.
So it does end up bringing it to 1-1 for each of these teams,
It is tied as right now.
which is this could potentially, if it goes back and forth like this, go into a map 5. I'd love seeing that right now.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. $32 high energy kills, wow. What's your guys' MVP pick so far?
Ooh,
That's a hard one. This
That
is
is a
actually
hard
one of
one
the
right
more
That
close
is
games.
very hard. I have to give it to Paradise because he's constantly keeping the high charge and getting his ult very, very quickly.
He was having some very fast ultimates there.
Plus his tracking was just on point. There's never a time where his tracking just went whack. But that's what you should expect in Tier 1.
You definitely should. But it's like, both Depressed and How About That have been doing really
They've
good
been at
from
it.
their area. The Pharaohs have been, like, just doing amazing. The Mercies are not getting picked. Like,
No.
something that's big to say is the Mercies, even going for risky reses, everything they're doing is pretty much perfect. Like, these teams are playing very, very, very well. Q had some really good play on the Mei, he's had some really good play on the Pharah. The main tanks are, like, fighting against each other. The off tanks are, like, able to hold different sidelines. Like, these teams are both good, and I'm actually having a hard time
Yeah.
picking up an MVP.
and it does look like we are going to be swapping Paradise over to Spectator, so that way we can
Kill
bring
Will
Mad,
saying best team
Mad
in me
Bomb.
question mark. Oh my god.
Questionably. Like,
Could be.
I don't watch too much Tier 1. It's definitely the least amount of gameplay that I've seen, but these guys are looking very, very, very good.
Kill Will, you probably should be worried.
Although Kill Will is literally the best Zarya in the entire universe.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
Also some insane hog work. Even
Yeah,
though
you're right, so-
he was, you know, the enemy team's hog did end up doing just as well, I'll say, during that last match, though. It was,
I like how Kill Will's been the only one in chat so far.
It's because he's the only one who cares.
True. Rip League. Looks like Moshi Moshi wants defense first.
no, it's just because
Okay, says she's here.
it's just
Will
because
with a sad face.
In between maps to keep it fair, like having one team defend and then go to the next team. It
That is
just gives me
true.
a second to, it keeps it a little bit more fair. That's
Yeah, but
typically
your
what
Tier
happens.
1 scouting doesn't matter nearly as much, considering we will not be playing against them.
Oh shoot! I also have to change the colors real quick. That's what we're doing.
I would like to not play against them.
No, I think Bacon would get, roll people.
Yeah, you're right. I'm the best Lucio in the world. Just kidding. That's Oki. Oki's literally the best Lucio in NA, even though she's from Australia.
That looks like Tay's calling you out, Bacon.
Tay can call me out all she wants. I'll 1v1 her.
Mm.
Torb 1v1 hammer headshot only. That will take a while, let me tell you.
Oh, Q versus Viper.
What does chat think for MVP picks so far? I understand chat is mostly Kill Will, but like, as a tier 1 player, he's definitely got some input.
Mm-hmm.
By far.
Alright, looks like we'll be going to Temple of Anubis, as I said earlier today, and got absolutely shut down in the chat. This is a very balanced map. A lot of comps are able to run on it. It makes some really good play because you can run everything from bunkers to death balls to dive, and all of it has good play because you can take advantage of high ground, you can take advantage of small chokes, you can take advantage of like multiple angles, and then everybody else was just saying like 2CP sucks and it's just a bunch of draws. And
I think 2CP is the best game mode ever invented by Blizzard. Of course Blizzard would never ever, create a bad game mode for us.
yeah,
That would just never happen.
See, and it's funny
I
because
love
like
game mode though.
2CP is actually my favorite game mode.
I actually Control's my
Same.
favorite, but I do love 2CP.
Like no troll, I actually love 2CP, and I know that a lot of people dislike it, and I understand their frustration.
It's like the Paris of game modes.
Okay, Paris itself, I will say I hate Paris.
Yes.
It's without a doubt my least favorite map, followed with a close second of Busan. But that's personal thing. The map itself is fine. I just hate Busan because I can't win on it.
2CP's Resident Sleeper in chat. I like it.
Either way, we're on to Temple of the Death Dog.
Bunker. Oh, no bunker.
We're gonna see
Dive.
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 Dive double
As I've
sniper though.
Dive, comp.
Dive double
Dive,
sniper. That's
comper.
the interesting piece. We definitely are going to end up seeing a little bit of Widow duels going on if this is what we're sticking with. Now, I mean, in past maps so far, there has been actually some changing last second. I think it's mainly just for avoiding any kind of stream sniping. Not that these guys would do this. If you're watching,
Stream snipe their own org.
I know, right? They're both part of the same organization, right? You sit there and be like, oh, and
Yeah, I stream snipe our own team. That's why I switch at the last second to confuse myself.
Makes sense. They do have the Widow on both teams, and the Pharah, so Q's not gonna have lots of sight lines here because he has to worry about that Widow.
Although they do have the dive comp, so just putting themselves on top of the Widow might be the play.
But the Widow's playing with the team, so she's not.
Not anymore, she's not. That's a big boot coming in
She
from
got
there.
boot. And she may get picked here.
They get the Mercy and the Widow, but they get the res on the ball. This is looking very much like Raiyu's game. Sorry, we switched sides. Moshi Moshi's game.
Dive worked so well.
yes, we did switch sides.
I'm on fire.
And we got Alfredo in his bubblegum pink Winston outfit.
I love it.
I love it too. If only he had the bubblegum pink bald couple with it.
Look at the Mercy too. On Raiyu.
Oh yeah.
Or not on Raiyu. Moshi Moshi. My bad.
First pick on depressed.
That's
They've now
definitely.
gone McCree with a.
They're gonna go
Sombra.
for the roll. Imagine having 5 minutes on the phone.
Looks like they're not gonna have to imagine that hard.
Yeah, they're
It
gonna
may
have.
happen.
It may very well happen having 5 minutes to actually go into the
Picks
second
are
set.
all on
And
their side right now.
Barrage comes out.
Oh
Doesn't really
my
pick anything up,
god,
but
how
deals a
about
lot of
that?
damage.
Popping off, dude.
Well, that just happened.
Oh, just last minute touch right there. The boot comes out 5 minutes. Oh my. See, if I was a tier 1 player, I'd be very worried about both of these teams.
Switching sides. Initiating match.
Okay, Will, you're the only one talking in chat. What you mean?
Dude, he's cheering. Can't you hear it? Like, he is the electricity. The fans on
Right.
both sides. It's both him.
Right.
Kill Will caster applications are open. Just a heads up.
Yes. Kill Will cast with me.
We need some big brain gamers in here to tell everybody about how balanced 2CP is.
I wonder if
Despite
they're
your
gonna run
fact about
Mucker.
this being a very
Are
balanced
they
map.
convinced? Are they convinced to run Mucker?
I do think this is a balanced map. I think
I
it's
do.
very attacker favored, but I think that in itself is balanced.
Mhm.
Because
Very
like, cool,
balanced.
515 time bank, like if they also get a 515 time bank and then they have to go again, like eventually if both teams are attacking very well, it's not going to end in a draw, it's going to end in one team winning.
You know, I'm surprised we haven't seen a Bastion yet.
Yeah, where is the sad robot?
Especially since I actually have heard from Q about they have no quarrels about going with Bastion comps.
So they both respectively hate Bastion.
Oh no, he'll do it. He does it.
Well, why haven't they done it? That's a good question.
That's what I'm a little.
I do think it's funny how many people hate like 2CP but like Hanamura. Like it's
Right.
fun. Because I love Hanamura and I love 2CP, but like
Oh,
I'm in
and
the
he gets
minority.
sniped
Those
out
are
by
Right
Depressed.
outside of the shield.
Early
Right
on for the
outside.
attack. Junkrat down on point, looking for big damage on the Orisa and Sigma, and he's gonna get it.
Kid Hub
Buddy gets taken out
hunting
before anything
down
can
that
really
Mercy.
happen.
Can't even do anything. Raiyu with the aggressive on-point presence here.
Yeah, the defense is able to put bodies on point, but that's really about it. No picks are
Is
coming
this
up, and that's the
both
first pick to
gonna
come
be?
out.
Is this both gonna be a 5-minute game?
This might very well be.
Bye-bye.
That's called balance. If both
Thank you,
teams have
Barry.
5 minutes in the time bank, that is balance.
Man, they're gonna have to steamroll it if they want to actually keep the same
Yeah.
time. But
Even like a
point
4.5
A
minutes.
is, I know, right? Even if they end up with less in the time bank, that's not as big an issue. Now comes the ball to pull them all back.
We've got Barrage here. That could be the biggest game changer of this entire fight. Is they
Very
have
well
They
Barrage.
just have to get in there.
They just,
And
yeah.
their defense is about to come online with mines, though, and they've got the coalescence. In come the mines, might be able to find the pick, unable to do it, but Barrage immediately gets shut down by the Ash. They get the res off, but
The
that's
res
an
comes
ultimate
out, though.
wasted.
Helden sterben nicht.
Does looks like Moshi Moshi is gonna come on top. But the Junkrat all comes out.
And even if they were to look like they were going to come out on top, doesn't look like it anymore. Just kidding, they did.
Moshi Moshi stabilizes.
That's so
Barrier activated.
and they find the stagger onto the Moira.
The world is worth fighting
Fortunately for Raiyu, Moira can get out of spawn pretty quickly.
Man, being a Rissa player in this meta is just almost like hold up you in Big Showed.
Why do you think tank queues are so long?
Right?
Or why do you think tank queues are so short? Sorry. Nobody wants to play Orisa right now. That's a lot of lines going around everywhere. There's colors everywhere, and it's so hard to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But in all reality, it's really not. Like, we're good. We Gucci.
Curtis from the deadlock.
20-minute tank queues, jeez.
Somebody get me healing.
That's just because that's high tier play, though, right? That's just, yeah.
That's another early pick coming in from. How about that? But he gets picked off by Depressed Berry. You get the res off, but that's still going to be a nice tempo swing for Raiyu.
How about that does have Bob, so he's just gonna save it for when they're on point.
Murky does go down.
Oh, I saw that headshot. Kill Will saying, how about that, poggers?
Somebody get me some healing.
Kill Will says, nice to see him where I use her ult for heals and not DPS.
What do you mean? That's why they lost the fight. You gotta use that DPS Moira, get 3 kills by yourself. Because you know your team's not going to. Have you ever played ranked before?
You gotta go in their backline, dude.
You gotta fade into their backline, pop your ult, watch
with
you
the
get a
4K.
4K.
Oh my god. 5K.
I guess Q doesn't want to lose.
No.
Probably not. I wouldn't guess that you would want
Guys,
to.
this map is balanced.
Very balanced map.
They're doing a good job of finding early picks. Income ults from both sides. Finding picks on both sides, meaning that Moshi will probably be able to stabilize.
But Moshi on top and stabilizing.
I've got you paid.
I love the kill waves at the for the camera or the kill feed for the kid hub.
Man, the Depressed Berry can't even walk out of the spawn without that just shooting at him.
Activating the barrier.
Out comes the lamp, but Ball does manage to get into the back.
Although picks are starting to come out, Soccer Kitty take
But
things
the
into
Bob
his own
comes
hands.
out. That's just like Moshi Moshi is gonna stabilize.
And the stabilization here means a game over.
Yep.
Which brings them ahead in the map wins. And it'll be 2-1 after this.
Oh, the B got cancelled. I've been there.
Bappo with the big heels.
Them big heels, yeah.
Moshi Moshi 2-1. Bappo with the big heals by
Probably the 5K.
Probably.
Which is good because I actually only caught like a small portion of it. That was actually really good coordination too, because that was pull into that too.
Pull barrage very, very well.
Alright, and that moves us over to... What did I say the last... Oh, Watchpoint Gibraltar. Oh, I'm hoping we see a little dive on that one.
Dive!
Comp. E.
Let's see it, guys. Let's see.
Let's do it. Let's see the dive comp. No goats. Imagine if like Roll Q just like broke and this goats is meta again with double shield.
Guys, I know how to fix a double shield meta.
Invent goats.
Just get rid of roll Q. Like, I'll be honest, goats doesn't sound so bad right now.
No, it's a lot more fun to watch than double shield. Let's be honest here.
As much as goats is not enjoyable to play, it's definitely enjoyable to watch because it's just two people ramming into each other as hard as humanly possible.
Kill Will says just run 4 tanks. True.
I mean, that's all it would be at this point. Like, if you wouldn't run 3-3, you'd run 4-2 every single time because Sigma's just nutty.
Just have Ryan versus Sigma.
It'd be so stupid.
Triple shield plus Bastion. Plus 2 sports. Yikes. No thanks. I actually played a scrim where they didn't want roll Q and they just played triple shield with Bastion. And it was just crazy.
See, I actually want to test out goats with the current balance changes.
Honestly, me too.
Because I want to see, like, how the reverted Lucio, the buffed...
The Brig too.
The Brig rework, and then Rhine buff, Diva buff, Zarya buff. Like, goats would be supercharged right now, and that would be extremely fun to mirror match.
Oh yeah. Maybe we should just have a goats game, if both teams agree on it.
Yeah, just at the end message, like, hey, we want to do a game 5 where we run goats mirrors, how do you guys feel?
Honestly, that would be a good idea. Maybe that's what we can do in All-Stars, if that still exists.
That would actually be pretty fun. That would help with, role issues as well. Where if, like, the best players from a lot of teams are not as spread out as they
both
should be.
teams just instant lock goats for the whole game.
I mean, if goats is an option, it would be a different goats. It wouldn't, because you would definitely run the Sigma over the Diva every time.
Right.
And then I think you wouldn't run Zen. I think you would run Moira, because it would still be a double shield meta.
Yeah.
That'd be so weird. That's just so much sustain and so much damage. That's a lot of ults. That's a lot of stuff. Like, Will, what if we bring back goats? Will you go to Overwatch League with us? Okay. This is actually a off-topic question because I hear squeaking in the background, and I have a guess.
Guinea pig.
It's a guinea pig. That was my guess. My younger sister had a guinea pig for a while, and it squeaked like that a lot. So
yeah, both of their cages are in the living room, and they just squeak at anything.
That's fine.
Even if you open their fridge, they will just start squeaking because they want carrots. They act like they're starved.
Dude, they are. Otherwise, they'll die of starvation if you don't feed them right now. Don't you know?
I just have to shove carrots down their throats and they'll shut up for the rest of the night. Anyone want some guinea pig ASMR?
Alright, we go into map 4. Is this going to be game point, or is this going to end up being us going into map 5?
Tay says it's a pig in the house. Oh my god, little Trace here with that. I'm the squeak, ooh woo. Yikes. And I ska. Didn't see you there.
I still, this map really brings back memories from one of our first games that we played as the Northborn, where me and Guardians, he's got a screenshot or a video somewhere of me and him 2v6ing as Winston Genji, the bunker comp on the other team, while the other 4 members of our team were just pushing cart.
Yeah, it was like right by, it was right by the point A capture point, like right by the first double door.
Bastion finally.
Oh, here we go. But yeah, no, it was just funny because we're about ready to cap the first door, and we're on attack, and meanwhile everybody else is like pushing cart underneath the bridge. Meanwhile, we're right at the door pushing the entire team back as Monkey Genji.
We won that fight too.
We won the fight. Oh yeah.
We won that 2v6 and got the point. It was like, man, we died. How did we die? And then we went back and watched VODs, and it was just, oh, we died because it was just us.
It was pretty fun though. It was a good game. I don't remember who we were facing. I actually have a image of you and the enemy Orisa that I can send you. They do spot the hog that's trying to sneak around that little left-hand doorway. It does end up having the Bastion. They are forced to kind of rotate around. Instead of dropping down on the point, they did the smart thing and actually rotate and get in front.
Well, that's a very early rotation coming through.
It was a really early rotation.
They're respecting the Thara.
Yeah.
You're also giving up high ground with this.
I was gonna say they just lost.
The Bastion does get picked though.
Or blue box, sorry.
That's how bunker falls apart. If the team gets separated at all, it's just over.
Ooh, and depressed out shines the
How about that?
sniper battle. Yeah, how about that?
How about that popping off?
And looks like that'll be a pretty quick cap on A. Showing we might get
taking out Q as he's exiting the short spawn. And that's a little bit of turbo teabagging that we've
a lot
heard
of
about.
it is stagger though.
Oh yeah. Turbo teabagging, I love it.
Oh, there was like extra juice and twist on that
Extra emphasis on the teabag.
Oh, there was.
Oh, that whole hook almost came out. East does get countered for it.
Naked in their face. Only like still coming back is
Umbra with the 3K.
Look, I know a Baptiste by the name of Meek who would be proud.
And Rascal.
Rascal would, yeah.
Yeah. Rascal's just known for his flex and his Baptiste.
It's just so dumb that like the DPS player.
Hey guys,
picks
do you
up...
miss Baptiste goats?
Honestly, I never saw it. Like, I don't think I saw Baptiste goats a single time the entire time I played Prom.
Well,
yeah,
I haven't an OWL.
I've seen it in,
so shocked, actually,
when it first came out. Like, sorry, when Baptiste first came out. Yeah, I saw that actually. I think when I saw it, it was on Temple of Anubis actually.
Yeah.
In the OWL, yeah.
Alright, attacking team coming up on 5 ults here because they do not have the Sigma ult.
Taking the high ground.
With only 3 to respond with. They're
Now they got
pretty
walls,
close to the
so.
other 3.
The Maul coming out kinda early. It does get a pick.
It's the pharmacy getting dropped and the team getting dropped.
I'd have to say, how about that would have to be my MVP. Either how about that or Paradise.
Yeah, I don't really have like any. I have no issues with anybody at this point. Everybody's been playing like nutty.
Really good.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Like Barry's been on fire. How about that's been on fire? Umbra's been popping
Umbra
off.
has been in
follow.
great. Like, his positioning is actually fantastic with this Baptiste.
Viper's been a
As he
monster.
dies by the
Well,
barrage.
okay, yeah. Once in a while, but I mean, like, he's always trying to take the high ground. He's always trying to get places where he can just drop,
Right.
but keep
Where the
himself
Baptiste
safe,
should
right?
be.
Yeah, essentially. Managing his time between shooting and when he's actually supposed to be healing support has been great.
Oh yeah. That's what you do in Baptiste, shoot and heal.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
It's
but
kind of like
it's
more
the time management though between which ones, right? That makes it
Right.
what it is.
Ooh, how about that? Yet again, winning the Widow fight.
So he lost that Widow fight.
Oh, my bad. Depressed Barry popping off.
I mean, Depressed Barry's also up there. Like,
Yeah, it's
his
true.
Widow play has been
Right.
insane.
Well,
His
how
number one
about?
target
Sorry,
always is Umbra.
I was gonna say, Depressed Barry actually is pretty much like winning the majority of these Widow 1v1s. And
I have to
Q
say,
taking out the Mercy before she was able to get the res off.
Both Umbra and UFOs have been playing really well together.
Don't just sit there.
These guys are definitely, like, well-rounded teams. They've been working together a lot.
Yeah, they have been playing together for a long time. I cannot
I don't
see
think
them
they have.
not playing. You don't think so?
No, because when we were speaking with them, I believe they were talking about how like these are brand new teams basically that Q's been
Wow.
putting together. They had previous teams. I think he's played with a number of them before, but like
Well, they're really good.
this, at first Raiyu needed a couple of like a week or two or something in order to become ready. I think they were finalizing the rosters and stuff.
I mean, Depressed killing Q twice that fight.
UFO trying to go for some battle mercy and while she's in Valk. Doesn't manage to land anything off of on it, but got back to the team safely.
The
Nobody
weird thing
died.
is, when new teams come into a league, we don't know much about them, so it's more like a proving ground.
Pretty much, and I think that this was a great way to do it for both of these guys because they're on, you know, equal unknown ground to us.
Right.
How about that? Just dominating in the close range on that Widow.
It's always been between Depressed or how about that coming up with the first pick.
Mm-hmm.
Score 0-1. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Umbra inside game chat being like, I'm actually the biggest feeder to ever exist.
That's funny.
Yeah, it looks like he's got that switch flipped back and forth of like, did he get 4 kills or did he die 4 times in a row?
He has that balance of dying and living.
That BAP 4K though.
The BAP
I
4K
know.
though.
And like, it's like you have the BAP 4K and then you have like Depressed Barry not letting him play the video game.
Pretty much. That's how it's been like this whole game.
Ready for
Bunkar,
Alright.
is that pirate ship I see? The
Look,
brig? The
I'm gonna be
brig?
completely honest. If Umbra sticks out with the brig, he's my
He
MVP.
better stay brig. If he stays brig, is MVP. If he stays brig, is MVP.
Especially,
Please
it's
stay
a
with
little, it's weird though, seeing a brig in a, okay, never mind, they swapped off the Bastion. I was gonna say in a Bastion bunker, it would have been odd.
Brig, come on, I want to see the brig.
What do you mean? This comp in general is odd. Look at this.
I know. It's definitely, I think,
It's a Brigitte.
designed to be more of a split.
Yeah,
Although,
but
how do you end up having? Okay, Lucio. There we go. That makes more sense.
boring.
Man,
I think Umbra just
instantly
lost
shut
your
off
MVP.
no more
vote from
MVP
Bryce.
for you. Wait.
All right, they're setting up, and they are all in this little room. I want to see what they're.
I actually really like
I
this
like
strat.
this.
They're
I
playing
like
around
this.
this mega.
I do like it.
Oh, but they got found. Farah does actually happen to get in
But
behind.
May almost gets picked. But they don't have the bash on the right side, so it's gonna be very hard.
Yeah, they're stuck in this little area.
Play against
The
us.
solid wall off.
But they're
how
gonna
about that?
be able to
Just-
contest. How about that? Is just shredding through all their shields.
Oh yeah, they're actually maintaining that little spot though pretty hard. Like they're doing well in there.
Mad Mob had already gotten mines.
Oh, I mean,
Like,
to be fair, they're all in that little place. He's just got to swing a bunch of times. He hits all of them. You pile drive in there a couple times. You hit all of them.
I don't know what Raiyu's gonna do to overall counter this, because it's been very hard for them.
I mean,
He's
Coalescence
trying
is a good start.
They're just trying to brute force their way into the Bastion.
Umbra
Lucio's
does
in the
take
back
it out
line trying to
again
1v1 him.
by Depressed. Oh, and Depressed
Envy
gets
does get
the
hits.
mercy on the res. Denied.
He's gonna die, so
However,
it's maybe winnable for Moshi Moshi.
no,
And it
the
is.
Bastion just.
The Bastion
Oh,
just
Oh, sorry,
shredded.
Moshi Moshi. I was looking at the wrong
Barry
color.
almost carried, but he does get picked off though, so that was a main problem there.
Yeah, guys, don't you know the rules? Stop letting your team die. That's how you lose.
Forehead. Just don't die, forehead. Easy clap.
Guys, Mad Dog's playing ball and it's not feeding. Can somebody explain?
I feel like that was a little bit of an early that piece though.
He's got
for the
another
window.
set of mines too, so
But Q is just over there, just killing everything. Oh, the immortality was big there.
and out comes the mine to try and keep control over this point so they can't have it contested.
And it looks like Moshi Moshi is gonna overall win the game. And they
Raiyu
do.
takes map 4. Oh,
No, it's Moshi Moshi. Isn't
Yeah,
that
you keep
GG?
flipping.
Oh,
Around.
I didn't end up changing the colors. I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
I got everything else changed with the colors.
So that's a 3-1 for Moshi.
That is a 3-1
Yep.
for Moshi.
And that's a GG. Alright, MVP boys.
Mine changed on the last one.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I want to out. Chat. What's chat's opinion?
What does chat think before I pick my MVP vote?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. Who do you think is the superior team? Kill
Me,
Will and
Moshi.
chat be like Moshi Moshi. This is Q or how about yeah, that's pretty much my pick.
If we're gonna go between the two, I'm actually gonna pick Q, but my vote was not gonna be for either.
What was yours?
Mine was gonna be Paradise.
Paradise?
Yeah, mine was gonna be Paradise too, honestly.
Basically,
I think since I'm a tank player, I'm gonna go with Paradise.
the whole reason that my thoughts on Paradise, he had the very early gameplay of showing that he was a nutty off tank with the Zarya. He was taking control of the game and stuff like that. But then immediately, like on this map, he flops and he's playing Orisa and like bunkering down a main tank and holding the space like nobody else. Like,
Right. My reason for picking Paradise would be that his tracking is overall on point on Zarya, and he was like building his ults really quickly and using them very quickly for their team fights to be very effective.
well, he's
Interview?
gone.
Well, Q doesn't get an
Okay.
interview. Let's interview Paradise, honestly.
Actually, I can...
I'm thinking Paradise.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I said Paradise.
Let's see here. Let's go.
Kill.
I sent the suggestion. You just gotta go to invite and you'll see it.
I will. I'll let you guys do the interview.
Now, who, if you were to take honorable mentions then from each team, would we end up going with? One for each team.
Moshi Moshi, I'd have to give it to How About That, and then Raiyu, I'd have to give it to Depressed Baby. Or Depressed Berry.
I'm 100%. It's How About That and Depressed Berry. Both of them they were playing very nutty.
Yeah, and there was a lot of 1v1s that were going on between them that actually ended up being huge deciding factors, because the one that stayed up, like especially when they were doing Widow 1v1s, because when one went down, obviously, the other was able to start dominating the rest of the team fight.
Right.
It was a key pick.
We just gotta get Paradise in here now.
I mean, we've had issues before where we'd had someone not join, and I mean, it just means we end the stream, but like, we'll give it a little bit. Honestly, that was a really good showing from both teams. Like, even though Moshi takes it 3-1, that doesn't exactly explain the whole story.
No.
Here he is.
Yeah, it was very close.
Hello.
Hey, Paradise.
How's it going?
You're getting roasted in game chat.
So, if you haven't known already, you did get MVP and also roasted.
Oh, Pagu.
Yes, that is why we brought you in here. We've started doing a little thing as of lately. It's like after we've given an MVP, we'll give it an honorable mention after that to each team, and then bring the MVP in just to kind of, give us a little thoughts on the game.
Oh yes, very good.
So how was it being the first game, I guess, for this league for you guys? You guys have scrimmed against, I'm assuming, Raiyu before, right?
Yeah, once or twice.
Okay.
I mean, they're a good team. They're really competitive. I mean, their tanks are really good. They have great supports. And I mean, I may have gotten MVP, but I mean, I don't want to take any focus away from my team. I mean, my entire team played great. The map I wasn't in on, Mad and Alfredo went insane. Mm-hmm. And I just want to put all of the focus on my team. I'm just part of the greater picture. And it was very good, yes.
I'd have to say the main reason why we gave you MVP would be just for the overall, good tracking, building ults quickly, the coordination. Moshi Moshi definitely had the coordination there. We could see it. The combo of the ults and all that. The first picks, too, were both teams had first pick pretty much every single fight. So, what do you think was the main game-changing factor for Moshi Moshi over Raiyu?
Well, I mean, we just kind of we sat there after we lost the first point on the first map, and we were like, "Yo, let's fucking go, dude!" And then everyone was like, "Let's go."
That
simple
mindset,
planning right there.
Simple planning.
That's the KISS mindset. Keep it simple, stupid.
Absolutely. And from then, I mean, we just started playing together, playing as a team, playing unselfishly, and you saw what happened when 6 people play for each other.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Did you guys come into everything having all of your approaches and everything to each map already pre-laid out, or?
It kind of looked like that, yeah.
Well, I wanted to play Moira, but they wouldn't let me.
He wanted to be in the backline and solo coalescence, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get nanoed by Umbra and just coalescence, just beam everyone down, but,
They weren't having it.
Didn't work out like that.
No, they weren't having it.
We were going to give MVP to Umbra if you played Brig, but you didn't.
Alright, so he'll get MVP next time if he plays Brig?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as it's us casting.
Oh, bad.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Is he up for that challenge? Is going to be the question.
Umbra is insane at the game, and he slaps at Brig. His Brig slaps.
Dude,
I'd like
we
to
were
go on
watching
record.
that BAP.
We gotta
today.
see the Umbra's Brig.
His Brig slaps. His BAP slaps. The immortality
His
on
BAP,
Gibraltar at
oh.
the end.
Yep.
Yeah,
Perfectly
my.
placed.
I saw that.
I would like to go on the
wow.
record saying that Umbra is cracked.
What about, how about that? He kept on getting the constant 4K, same as Q.
How about that? Was cashing him outside. He is also cracked. Our whole team was just cracked tonight.
Yeah, you guys
They're
played,
just like smoking some crack.
Well, I mean, I'm not endorsing any actual crack, but the squad cracked. If you know what I'm saying.
Definitely.
Well, congratulations on your win.
Kids
Oh, thank you.
and GGs.
I'm sure there'll be more to
GGs.
come.
Any toxicity towards Raiyu?
Oh, not at all. I mean, they played a great game. Like it was difficult. We really had to dig down deep inside of ourselves and play Junkrat. And
play the bunker comp. You know, have double
Bunker's
CC.
fine. It happens. You need it.
You guys kind of rolled them on Anubis, I have to say, with a 5-minute cap. I was like,
Yeah,
That was
yikes.
nuts.
yeah, I
That
like
was
to call it the
pretty
5-minute
nutty.
cap, no cap.
All right. Well, thank you
Sounds
for
good.
joining us.
Oh, absolutely. It was my pleasure.
Looking forward
And
to
we're
seeing
looking
you
forward to
guys.
seeing you again.
Yeah, I think your next game's not for. Wait, where do you guys? You guys have your next one. If I look at the schedule real quick, Moshi. Moshi. So you got one in about a week and a half, I think.
Week and a
No,
half.
sorry, the 11th. No, sorry, the 9th of November. It looks like it's your next.
So it's a little bit.
game.
You guys have
we got a
some-
little bit of time, but
We'll be
we
looking
have.
forward to see you in game again.
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna be working on my Moira. I mean, maybe one day they'll let me do
We
it.
have to see the break in the Nanomora. It has to happen.
Oh, you guys get to have your rematch. Actually, wait. So
Really?
you guys are actually doing a rematch that day too against Raiyu.
That's the next game.
Looks like it.
Well, there's the storyline.
My name is
Can they
Ro-
complete the redemption arc? Find out next time on.
There we go. Perfect.
Hell yeah, dude.
Look what Will said in chat. My name is Ro, and you're watching the Disney Channel. And that's
There
how
you
we're
go.
gonna end stream.
All right.
Whatever happened to Hannah Montana though? For real.
For real though, no cap.
Like, what is she doing these days, dude? Like, she cut off all of her hair, started like sticking her tongue out all the time, twerking on Justin Bieber. Like, someone save that girl.
I think it's beyond saving at this point.
Probably.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream though. Tomorrow we do actually happen to have 2 games. It'll be Northbourne and actually, sorry, no, the evening game got canceled. So tomorrow all we have is the Northbourne versus Amethyst game.
I
which is actually,
hope I cast tomorrow.
Bryce and myself will actually be playing in our Tier 3 division. So our
what I do.
lobies.
I want to cast your guys' game.
Oh, well. I
Alright,
think
well,
we
I'm
have
gonna go
have
play some Monopoly
so.
Plus. I'm gonna play
Perfect.
Monopoly with the squad.
Go have fun.
All right.
I will. I'm
Thanks,
a
Gavin.
And
Carmine.
work on your Mora in the back line.
It is where I thrive.
Man, that looks good.
Absolutely.
Alright, well-
Well,
Oh, yeah,
thanks
we
for
have a
thanks for
podcast, I think,
casting.
tomorrow.
Thanks for streaming. It was fun. Had a great time talking to you guys.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you
for
very much.
playing.
Very cool. You too, yeah.
Bye. Well, that concludes it. I am ending the stream. Thanks, everyone. Come out tomorrow. We'll have potential podcast, I think, in the mornings. Some of the people are getting together for that. And then we're going to have the game at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for Northbourne Amethyst, Tier 3. Should be a good game. Talk to you then. Bye.